Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Albert, and in this channel, I am documenting my progress on my journey to hopefully making several $1,000s every month selling Tesla puts. And so far, it has not been going great. So, if I could just give you a little bit of understanding of what happened last week, let me pull up the Tesla stock chart of the last 5 days. And if you can remember, or I guess if you watched my last video, I had a 910 put out expiring last Friday that I ended up buying back for $6,800, which is not great because I sold it for right around that amount of money. So I basically broke even here. The bad news is it was a roll, so I basically rolled it for like $2,300 less on the previous. So I took a loss previously, but I was hoping this would just break even. What ended up happening was I basically broke even at 6,800. And I took a $2,300 loss right around there. So the month of January is currently at 5,000 instead of 12,000, which I was hoping for. So I'm definitely trending not on track. So let me kind of walk you through what happened to me last week. So basically, last week earnings came out on Wednesday, and what I was hoping for that earnings pop, and I would just close all my positions out then. But what happened was after earnings, it just straight took a nosedive and it just kept falling. So like I woke up in the morning, I was like, okay, I'm in the money, I'm out of the money, I'm gonna wait, and then boom, all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm out of the money. Or no, sorry, I'm in the money, and then like I just kept waiting for it to go back out the money, and then I just kept refreshing it, and then just like every hour just get lower and lower and lower, and then I couldn't watch it anymore. So I closed it out at like 840. And I just took a loss. So I took like $6,000 loss there. On terms of profit, I lost about $2,000. So not great, but not terrible. I mean, still up for the year, I guess. Once again, I'm at 5,000. I'm at 1/12 of the way through the year. I should be at about 12,000, which would have been great. Imagine if I closed this at 0, but yeah, that's the way things are. So I didn't establish any new puts, just because the whole macro environment is like really crazy, and I don't know what's happening. Tesla definitely shouldn't be falling, in my opinion, and I'll talk more about that. But I have these puts out, and some of them are relatively. I guess some of them are in the money right now, so 950, 975. So I didn't want to add anything to it. It was also very stressful to like just the day before the expiration, just keep waiting to see if I should close it or not, and then worry if I was gonna get assigned. So that was another factor. I didn't want to add more stress to my unnecessarily to to my process. So I didn't add any more puts to it, which probably was a mistake. But I just want to be on the safer side of things. So I have 4 puts out right now, and I'm just gonna wait until maybe 2 weeks before February 18th, and then kind of take a look at where the stock price is at. I'm up on half of them, down on half of them, so that's kind of how it is. Okay, so let me talk about what happened last week. Earnings came out on Wednesday, and the reason that I think the stock fell is because Elon announced that they were not focusing on any new products. Namely, they have the pickup truck, the Cybertruck, right, and then they also have this $25,000 car that they're supposed to come out with, and they said they're not gonna focus on any new products because they want to make sure that they launch where they're able to fulfill all their orders, right? So the more products they add, the slower they're gonna be to produce the other cars, right? It makes sense, right? And I don't think they really need the Cybertruck or the $25,000 car to hit their goal of 50% growth. And they even said themselves they can hit 50% growth just based on the existing factories they have. I think just Shanghai and Fremont actually. So they're launching 2 new factories, and that's going to definitely help. So they're definitely going to be above 50% growth this year. And they had record profits. So it's pretty dumb to me the stock price went down. And the reason for the stock price going down is because they're not going to focus on the Cybertruck or the $25,000 car. But what they are going to focus on is full self-driving and then Optimus. So I think this is kind of amazing, and if you think about it, full self-driving definitely is going to be the future. I think what happened is most people don't believe it. Most analysts don't believe it. Most analysts can't really forecast for it. Same with Optimus, can't really forecast for it. So so there's a lot of uncertainty. So that's why the stock price dipped. So yeah, but then for me as a Tesla shareholder, like if you think about it, full self-driving is going to be obviously the future, right? And who's going to win full self-driving is whoever has the most data. Tesla can launch a beta program where they have 60,000 cars on that program. So they can constantly collect data and update their AI to become better and learn faster. So they're obviously gonna win, and they're gonna do it with only cameras, whereas other people are like, other companies are building out like a sandbox. Like, okay, I'm gonna do it in just the city, and they're basically mapping out the entire city, and say, okay, this car can only drive in this city, right? Tesla's doing it where, hey, you can drop a car anywhere, and you can just it can drive. So they're doubling down on FSD, and the margins on that are gonna be huge. So I just think there's a huge opportunity for Tesla, and I don't think the market understands it quite yet. That being said, they guided to 50% growth, so you're still going to get 50% growth for 2022. So I mean, why is the stock price down? I don't know. And then Optimus will be there. So basically, when they're building out full self-driving, they potentially created this AI that can learn, right? Like they say the car is like an animal that can learn. They're gonna use that same technology and then put it into like a AI bot. And the AI bot will be able to learn and be able to do like all the bitch work in the world. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to. The revenue on that's gonna be huge. So yeah, if you're just think about it, right? Just think about it. I think the revenue on that's gonna be huge. Okay. Anyways, so what I learned this week, my 150K goal is close to best case scenario with the amount of puts I'm selling, and I think this is causing me to take on risk that I probably shouldn't. So I shouldn't be forecasting for 100% put price. Because there was a point where I could have bought this back for $1,000 like 2 weeks ago, but I just didn't because I wanted to edge out the last $1,000, right? And I ended up losing an extra $6,000. So I think I gotta stop forecasting for 100% put. I gotta close my puts earlier when they're definitely 85%, 80% there. And then also I learned this is a little bit too stressful. I gotta sell less puts. It's just too stressful for me to sell so many puts. So that's fine. And then at the bottom, I actually did buy some shares because I closed those puts out. I had a lot of money. I had some money that I was using as margin, so I was like, oh, let's buy some shares. So that worked out. And then last thing I'm gonna do, I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna wait for the price to go a little bit higher. Is I'm gonna sell 100 shares of Tesla, my retirement account. Don't want to pay any tax on that, and then I'm gonna sell an at the money put, which I can make 7-8% in a month. I might do weeklies. I don't know, but that will be another way for me to generate income versus doing more margin on my non-retirement account. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Will I include that in the 150K goal? Probably not. I'll probably track it separately, but don't mean to give up on my 150K goal just yet in the first month. But I have a feeling I don't know if I want to take the risk on to be able to make that amount of money. But we'll see. We will see. All right. I hope this helps. And yeah, once again, don't sleep on Tesla, man. I think this full self-driving is gonna surprise you. Because once that's there, it's free, it's all margin, 100% margin, right? It's just there's no cost to installing FSD on a car. It's already there. So like the margin's gonna be fat. Okay, see ya.